Remembering Johnny Rodriguez, a country music pioneer whose voice bridged cultures. The country music world is mourning the loss of a true pioneer, Johnny Rodriguez, who passed away peacefully on May 9, 2025, at the age of 73. Surrounded by family during his final days, Rodriguez had entered hospice care earlier that week. His daughter, Aubrey Ray, confirmed the news in an emotional Instagram post, writing, "It is with profound sadness and heavy hearts that we announce the passing of our beloved Johnny Rodriguez. Dad was not only a legendary musician whose artistry touched millions around the world, but also a deeply loved husband, father, uncle, and brother whose warmth, humor, and compassion shaped the lives of all who knew him." With his passing, the world bids farewell to not only a chart-topping artist, but also a groundbreaking cultural figure who forever altered the face of country music. His trailblazing career paved the way for countless artists and left an indelible legacy defined by innovation, authenticity, and a deep connection to his roots. A trailblazer from Texas. Born Juan Raul Davis Rodriguez on December 10, 1951, in Savinal, Texas, Johnny Rodriguez grew up in a large Mexican-American family. His upbringing in the culturally rich environment of South Texas laid the foundation for his distinct sound, a blend of traditional country, Mexican ballads, and Tejano influences. The fusion of these elements would eventually become his signature and set him apart in an era when country music was largely dominated by white artists and Anglo-American traditions. Rodriguez's path to stardom was anything but conventional. His talent was discovered while he was in jail at just 18 years old for a minor offense. A Texas Ranger heard him singing and playing guitar and was so impressed that he told a promoter about the young man's talent. Soon after, Rodriguez was performing in local clubs and gaining attention from major names in country music. His big break came when country music legend Tom T. Hall took him under his wing and helped him sign a deal with Mercury Records in the early 1970s. The rest, as they say, is history. Breaking barriers in country music. Rodriguez quickly made a name for himself with his debut single, "Pass Me By If You're Only Passing Through," which reached the top 10 on the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart in 1973. That same year, his debut album, introducing Johnny Rodriguez, was released to critical acclaim and commercial success. His second single, "You Always Come Back to Hurting Me," hit #1, solidifying his place in country music's elite. Between 1973 and 1988, Johnny Rodriguez charted 6 #1 hits and 15 top 10 singles. Some of his most beloved songs include "Ridin' My Thumb to Mexico," "That's the Way Love Goes," "I Just Can't Get Her Out of My Mind," and "Love Put a Song in My Heart." Each song told a story, often blending English and Spanish lyrics, a bold and culturally significant choice that made his music resonate deeply with a broad and diverse audience. In a genre that traditionally emphasized certain stylistic norms, Rodriguez introduced something fresh and deeply personal. He brought a bilingual perspective, merging two musical worlds that had much in common in spirit but were often kept apart by industry boundaries. In a 2019 PBS documentary on country music, Rodriguez explained, "I was drawn to country music because I could relate more to what they were singing about. Also, it was just like the music of our people. In Mexican music, you have stories. Mexican music and country music say almost the same thing, just in different languages." This understanding of music as a universal language helped Rodriguez bridge cultural gaps and create art that was simultaneously rooted in his heritage and entirely his own. A voice of cultural unity. What made Johnny Rodriguez truly special was not just his chart success, but his ability to bring his full identity into his music without compromise. At a time when country music had few Hispanic voices, he remained proudly and unapologetically himself. His success proved that country music could and should be more inclusive, opening the door for future Hispanic and Latino artists to enter the genre. Rodriguez's legacy is especially significant in an America that continues to grapple with questions of identity, representation, and inclusion. Through his work, he demonstrated that cultural differences are not barriers but bridges, opportunities to connect, enrich, and transform traditional forms of expression. Throughout his career, Rodriguez received several accolades that recognized both his musical talent and his cultural impact. He was honored by 3 U.S. presidents for his artistic contributions and community influence. In 2010, he received the Institute of Hispanic Culture Pioneer Award, a fitting recognition of his role as a cultural ambassador and musical innovator. A life beyond the charts. While Rodriguez's chart-topping years were primarily in the 1970s and 1980s, his influence continued well beyond his commercial peak. He remained a beloved performer on the country music circuit, playing live shows to enthusiastic audiences well into his later years. He was known among peers not just for his talent, but for his humility, warmth, and sense of humor. Fellow musicians frequently spoke of his generosity and kindness backstage, and fans often shared stories of his approachability and genuine connection with them during meet and greets. Rodriguez's personal life was not without struggles. He faced challenges that many artists endure, periods of substance abuse, personal loss, and legal trouble. But throughout it all, he remained committed to his craft, his faith, and his family. Those close to him describe him as a devoted family man and a mentor to younger artists. His daughter, Aubrey Ray, often spoke publicly about the deep bond she shared with her father and the pride she felt in his legacy. Remembering a legend. As the world reflects on the life and legacy of Johnny Rodriguez, tributes have poured in from fans, fellow musicians, and cultural organizations. The Country Music Association released a statement calling him a pioneering voice who changed the sound and face of country music forever. Tejano and Latin music outlets hailed him as a crossover icon who brought cultural authenticity to a mainstream audience. Rodriguez's influence can be felt in the music of contemporary artists who blend genres and languages, such as Freddie Fender, Rick Trevino, and even country pop crossover stars who explore diverse cultural themes. His trailblazing work laid the foundation for today's conversations around diversity in country music, a genre that has often been slow to evolve but is now increasingly opening up to new voices and perspectives. His music continues to be played on classic country radio stations, and younger generations are discovering his work through streaming platforms, documentaries, and social media tributes. Rodriguez may be gone, but his voice lives on, full of passion, soul, and a uniquely Texan Spanish vibrancy that will never be forgotten. Final thoughts. The death of Johnny Rodriguez marks the end of an era in country music, but it also reaffirms the enduring power of music to transcend boundaries and tell universal human stories. Rodriguez's life and work stand as a testament to the idea that our differences are not what divide us. They are what make our stories richer, our art more meaningful, and our connections deeper. He was more than a country star. He was a cultural bridge builder, a storyteller, and a symbol of resilience and pride for the Hispanic community and the broader American musical landscape. As we remember Johnny Rodriguez, we honor not just the man or the artist, but the legacy of inclusion, innovation, and heartfelt expression that he leaves behind. His journey from a small Texas town to the heights of Nashville fame reminds us that the American dream is not one size fits all. It is made of many voices, many languages, and many kinds of music, all of them singing their truths. Rest in peace, Johnny Rodriguez, your song plays on.